Hello YouTube, Vlogger Nerex Rants here, and this week my video is in response to Blaire White's video about her past as a social justice warrior. Or more specifically, a couple of things she said in the video. For the most part, I have no problem with it. It is a very interesting video. However, there are just one or two points that I want to respond to, and I'm going to do that in this video. With all of that out of the way, let's begin.
This has been a topic that has been on my mind lately. I think a lot about the psychology behind the mindset of the people that I typically critique on this channel. We classify them as social justice warriors. I'm not the biggest fan of the term. I think it's getting a little bit played out, but it works.
Here is the first thing I want to talk about in this video. I find it interesting and a bit sad that some on the right, well, centre right in Blaire's case, aren't too much of a fan of the term social justice warrior. Unfortunately, thanks to idiots like Alt-Right 8072, AIU and others on the right, don't know about AIU specifically, whether he's centre or centre-right like Blaire or centre-left or wherever he is, don't really care. People like them have turned social justice warrior, the word, into a buzzword that they use to attack everybody on the left and group them in with the actual social justice warriors, the people on the far top left corner of the political spectrum. I think it's crazy the level of identity politics that has been played by all sides of the political spectrum. I'm one of those, I admit. I have played identity politics before. It really should not be played anywhere near as much as it is, and it's something I'm personally working on. She then goes on to talk about victim complex, and honestly, from what I've seen, it seems to me that nearly every single major group now has a victim complex. From the authoritarian left to the religious right, and nearly every group in between. This isn't horseshoe theory so much as, hey, playing the victim worked for this group of people, let's all jump on the victim bandwagon. Now on to two other clips that I want to address.
Social justice in particular has a really intense way of handling dissent. Even the slightest threat to their narrative, it's considered a moral atrocity. It's very culty, to be honest.
Very culty? Well, yeah, it is. I honestly think that in some ways social justice is a pseudo-religion. Hence why in many ways the authoritarian left and the religious right act so similarly. Check out my horseshoe theory video for a bit more to that. But anyway, most religions have a similar response to what Blaire's talking about here, especially fundamentalists of the Abrahamic religions, and especially Islam. Anyway, with that out of the way, I have one more clip that I want to respond to.
Which is why it frightens me when I see like 30, 40-year-old SJWs or, 90-year-old SJWs, Bernie Sanders.
Okay, let's go first here with Bernie's age. He's 76, not 90. He's old enough, you don't need to make him even older. Secondly, Blaire, did you even pay any attention to the Democratic primaries? I will admit that Bernie has said a few things that are a bit SJW-y, but he's not an SJW. Not unless you think that like 95% of the left are SJWs. Minimum. Blaire, I think it's time I told you what happened in the Democratic primary. During the Democratic primary, most of the social justice warriors didn't go for Bernie Sanders. They went for Hillary Clinton. Why did they do that? Because Hillary's a woman and Bernie's a white male. And as you have mentioned earlier in this video, in the pseudo-religion of social justice, being a white male is to be a really bad thing. Basically, being a white male is to be basically Satan. Remember the Bernie Bros label that was shot at Bernie Sanders supporters by the social justice warriors who were supporting Hillary Clinton. That was created by the social justice warriors as an attack against Bernie Sanders. Yes, Bernie has said a few things that may come across as a bit social justice-y, but he's not a social justice warrior, and in fact he is hated by the social justice warrior crowd. Not as much as Trump, but he still has a little support. Overall though, despite the few things I picked on there, I do think it's a very interesting video. I do recommend checking the video out as well as my video on horseshoe theory. I'll link both of them up in the annotations at the end. So, that is my video for this week. I hope you found it interesting. Please rate, comment, share and subscribe, and have a great day everyone.